All right, kick ass. Welcome to week 34, everybody. It's the second week of June. It's been fireworks in every direction. We got negative interest rates. We got CPI data. We got PPI data. We got labor stats. We got housing sales stats. It's just all kinds of stuff. And metals is moving. We got crude oil touching a major moving average. So a lot of things in the works. And of course, we got uh, Mr. Taco drama with everybody. So let's take a look. Obviously, we'll take a look at metals movements, and let's see. We'll look at sentiment data in just a smidge. I'm not sure if we have our listing for our next SVOG meeting up. Kirk, do you know who this is? I don't know. Looks like we don't have anything posted
Yeah,
yet.
it's going to be Jake Bernstein.
Jake Burson. Oh, that'll be huge. Okay, kick ass. Mr. Costco, not Mr. Costco, Mr. Momentum himself. All right, very cool. And um, I think this is closed out now for the Charles Schwab July workshop. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's at capacity. Sorry, Larry. Let's see if anyone has an extra ticket or it's not going on Friday or something.
That's in July.
Yeah, July 11th and 12th, that Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. So I think I have a ticket. So Larry, if you want it, I'm happy to donate it to you.
But yeah, let me just make a note of who might be going. Attendees, Warren. I think Adolfo is going.
Oh, yeah. Um,
Adolfo, Kurt, Larry maybe needs a ticket. Okay, I'll just leave a note. Cool. All right, we'll look at idiots of the week in just a second. That's always fun. Very inspirational. And let's see. Going to our indexes, we'll do our usual market overview across the four big indexes from smart money to dumb money. We'll look at CNN's fear and greed aggregate score and specifically working at the stock breadth indicator since they got the two variants there. And then we'll look at Stock Traders Almanac and look at our historical data going forward for the next 90 days. And again, huge thank you to Ross for this post-election year SPX volatility chart or table or histogram. But yeah, we're right here now in June. So it looks like in the middle-ish, there is some summer doldrums beginning until we enjoy the biggest summer games, and then um, that's time to sell. All right, don't have sector rotation fixed just yet. But yeah, I think we're sort of done with earnings. We're on the tail end. We'll take a look at that. We'll look at this week's swaggy stocks and see what's hot with the kiddos. And pivoting to macro news, got lots of fun stuff here. Again, we left our older screenshots just as nice bookmarks. And yeah, we'll look at PPI data. And at least in the short term, a lot of suppliers and companies are eating the costs for the consumer's benefit because price sticker shock is still pretty real. But yeah, here's our drafted list of potential ideas from our last convo on playing this tariff game. And then, yeah, here's Mr. Taco demanding more rate cuts when, if anything, we need to raise rates, 1,000 basis points like yesterday. But yeah, that probably no one has the political will to do that. But we'll look at some macro stats with the whales and whatnot. So nice premium article here from Zero Hedge. And then yes, rate cut odds have jumped with the CPI miss because everything apparently is okay. But we do need those rate cuts. So talking on both ends out of your mouth here. But yeah, another Goldman quant calls this a junk rally and has a good case for that. So we'll take a look at this analyst from Goldman. And again, it's a scary place when Goldman Sachs is the voice of reason. We're all screwed. And also Elon Musk. Oh shit. But yes, meanwhile, we're back in ZERP territory, not out of Japan this time, but out of Switzerland. So, um, people diving for cover and they're charging you for it. So not only is the yen and the Swiss franc diving for safety, but yeah, even the bond yield situation there is reflecting that. So crazy place right now. And then getting to our Black Swan list. I left our last week's enrichment article here into our official bulleted list. But on theaters of war, we have a couple of new updates. So we're anticipating a big Israeli strike on Iran, and looks like every Abrams tank we gave, bribed, conscripted into service for Ukraine has been destroyed or disabled. So drone warfare is definitely bringing a very asymmetrical angle to all of this. Interesting to see. And then here's the new issue crypto stock that Ross brought up to us last week, and I just left a screenshot up here just to park that. But yeah, in domestic news, we'll look at XRT, our retail baskets of tickers, and then lots of developments in LA, obviously, and the rooftops I think are beginning to speak Korean. So very interesting. We got National Guard and Marines down there, and deployments into other major blue metros, I guess. And looks like Patel is pausing to count his shitcoin gainings to at least do some work. And looks like there's far left NGOs funding a lot of the riots. And one of the Walton Harris's, Christy Walton, is paying for the No Kings advertisement that just went up in the New York Times. It's a little sad to see. Sam Walton's legacy is very different from when he started the company. But yeah, that makes me look at Walmart a little bit differently. But yeah, we'll take a look at some other fun stuff with the First Lady, Mexican militias, and lime wedges in just a second. But yeah, it looks like even the Kobe Bryant mural was damaged. Kind of sad. And then if you look into some of the issues leading up to his helicopter accident, he was exposing a pedophile ring and just happened to get, be unalive, next major timeline event. So some question marks in his story. Yeah. But yeah, looks like LA always has civil unrest all the time, right on schedule. The flags change, but the useful idiots don't. All right. And then looks like we're having some sanity with the EV reversal in California. And on a related note, um, there is some makeup between Trump and Elon Musk. And I found a great meme here. So are they really making up? I don't know, but we'll see. Calling the POTUS a pedophile over Twitter is I don't know if he can walk that back realistically. Hold on, what do you do? Okay. And other fun domestic news, Oklo's been tapped on the shoulder to power an Air Force base, so that should be exciting. And Maryland's having continued rollouts, or I mean blackouts, which is always fun. And what else? Yeah, if you guys were at Whole Foods this past weekend, there was some shelving, some empty store shelves. I specifically went to two when I saw this. I just happened to be out and about. But yeah, water was gone and they ran out of water, like bottled water and some other odds and ends. Kind of interesting. Like if Amazon can't get their logistics straight, holy shit, everyone else is really screwed. And I forgot to we forgot to look at this Bumble post I had last week, but we'll take a look. And then continuing on the alcohol article from last week, non-alcoholic beers about to become the second largest beer category globally, which is insane. And like this is the old duels of the world. And the way to make alcoholic beer is kind of interesting. They boil it, and then the alcohol just evaporates. So you're drinking skunked beer that's been burnt, basically. All right. We'll look at labor news and take a look at how our favorite Dallas Cabaret is doing. And yeah, Rick's Cabaret there. And then I still left the US tech employment images up here because that's still pretty useful. And we'll take a look at daily job cuts. And let's just grab a screenshot now really quick. So it looks like June layoffs already at 7,000. I believe the last month was ended at almost 20,000, if I recall correctly. Um, but yeah, a little wild. And again, leading up to um, real estate property values are all dependent on job growth figures, not job count or anything, job growth. It's a very specific metric. So yeah. And but yeah, we'll take a look at the latest in jobless claims data, and then pivoting to the Great White North, Canada has hit an unemployment rate of 7%. We've never really looked at this, but it is maybe a harbinger of more doom and ill tidings to come. All right. And then moving to our real estate stuff, we'll look at ITV, our home builders ETF. It has a big five developers, Home Depot, Lowe's, Paints, and other important inputs that are adjacent to the whole home permitting process. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. And pivoting to tech news. Micron is going to invest $200 billion. And don't forget, they had major layoffs in the count of thousands recently. So I'm sure those folks are feeling a little bit conflicted with this recent updates. So yeah, the bean counters in the C-suite do not care about the rank and file. It's really unfortunate. And yes, Ross is right. Job losses are a function of taxes on tech workers, specifically Section 179, which changed the amortization schedule for R&D expenses. So effectively, they took away like negative gearing for tech allocations, basically. So you can't amortize in one fiscal year. It has to go back to the default 5-year schedule.
So you know how this is all working out, right? Which is the tech workers, the coders, the developers, people in the techs, like the MAGA, not MAGA, Mag
The seven,
seven,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, all those. Um, See, you got to understand what's going on. They did this so that they can lay off people here and hire people elsewhere for 1/10 the cost.
offshoring
That,
galore. Yep,
yes. So while you will see that, it's only the tech workers are affected by this amortization issue. No other, like your operations person, your HR
correct,
person,
correct,
none of them are impacted.
correct.
And people, I don't think they realize this as to why this is what's going on with the job market right now is all a function of the removal of the deductions on the wages for these guys.
Correct. And then corporate paper was a lot cheaper, when they were blowing this up post-COVID, right? So people overhired to resource deny their opponents and just keep them on the payroll. And now they
Yep.
have better generative AI tools. You can just keep the superstars and fire everyone else.
Right, because those superstars will leverage AI
Yeah.
and do the work of 20, 30 people, uh, and the
Yeah.
rest is history.
And I think Salesforce still has their hiring freeze, right, on developers. Let's double check.
Yes, and if you saw the latest with Google, um,
Google hiring
Google,
freeze?
no, Google gave a
Buyouts. They're offering
buyout.
it's a soft layoff, right?
So
Uh,
they're saying it is on a certain division of the company, but that's where they start, and it'll make
search.
its way to
It's
other departments.
search. Yeah, which is finally being threatened by Apple, right? Among other players. It's just ironic. Uh,
And hopefully, everyone saw Apple's research on the thinking model and the deep research model, which they debunked.
oh, I didn't catch this. What is this? Debunked?
Apple debunked all this myth about. deep research and all that nonsense. They're like, this AI stuff is junk.
Where do I find that?
Just do a search on Apple deep research.
I think this is it. Yeah, was
This
it?
is the one. This is the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
They
Thank you so
hammered the AI companies by saying all you people are lying to the media and to the industry that deep research is earth shattering, which is not.
That's interesting. If you buy a Samsung phone, now it comes with uh Perplexity, which is about $200 a year. So it's going to be preloaded.
That's not scary at all. Wow. Okay, it looks like the bromance between Android and Google is slowing down. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys. Very cool. The S26 now. Wow. Um, yeah. Okay. Good to know. Let's pivot to international news. We'll take a look at the latest with our textbook trades around the weaker dollar between the emerging markets in Brazil. And getting to the articles itself. Oh, we have a 787 that crashed, unfortunately, out of Air India. I don't know specifics at all, but no doubt Boeing is impacted. So we'll take a look at that. And then more Korean news.
Of course,
What?
they're going to say pilot error.
Very good. Yeah. We'll take a look at that. But yes, a South Korean lab has made the bird flu 100% lethal in mammals. Like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah. And I didn't post it here, but there's more drama between Wuhan and US labs of sneaking in and sneaking out organisms. Just like, what the fuck, man? But yeah. Um, Nintendo 2 is flying off the shelves, and yeah, summer vacation is upon us. A lot of kids out in the streets. Proms are over and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's video game time. Um, and more microtransactions among the other platforms, I'm sure. And then, if you guys didn't know, the Colombian elections are, I think, still in play. And one of the top candidates caught a near JFK headshot, but he's okay. And the gun was traced to Arizona. And if you didn't know anything about just gosh, Central American assassinations during election season, this past Mexico election season, there's like some 22 candidates that got shot. It's the bloodiest in Mexican election history, which kind of shows why the current president, what's her name, Michelle Steinbaum or something, has played fairly. She's been throwing a lot of softballs with the cartels. So yeah, she doesn't want to die, in case you didn't realize. Um, but yeah, got some more fun Greta follow-up from her deportation out of Gaza. It's hilarious. I'll show you guys the tweets. And then getting to oil news, we'll hit up our boy Dave, of course. But yeah, we're at a serious inflection point, so we'll take a look at that. And picking up precious metal stuff, some major movement with the mining side. So we'll take a look at that and Warren's favorite positions and gonna be definitely need to add to this once people get into the profit taking stage of this. But yeah, I'll take a look at platinum, which we haven't talked about in a second. Platinum's making some moves. It was still hovering around $1,000 for a long time, but this recent relative 20% up move is kind of tricky because the bid-ask spread for platinum is massive. We're talking $200 swings just between the bid and the ask. So not as liquid at all as copper and gold at the street level at least. But there is a place for it in your portfolio allocation, I think still. But yeah, we'll take a look at the overall metal situation. Got some couple articles, and shout out to Thomas Massey, who actually introduced a formal bill to audit Fort Knox. And Rand Paul, everyone's been trying to do this for a long time. So really happy that some non-rhinos are actually doing their fucking job. So yeah. And then here's some more good M&A snapshots of what's happening between the big boys. Um, so yeah, I'll take a look at that. And yeah, again, a lot of opportunity, extreme unpopularity. It's we've been doing this stealth accumulation phase of mining stocks for a long time, and the payoff is coming up quickly. And then we'll take a look at China news, of course. I don't know what the hell is going on with Mr. Taco. He's declaring mission accomplished with 55% tariffs, 10% the other way. Like, I don't know what the hell that means. He hasn't clarified. Besson hasn't really said much, but
Yeah, I'm not getting that. How can he say he has a deal with 55% tariff on some of these what's it called, the rare earth minerals or
yeah,
metals which they need for literally everything from cars to batteries to EVs to military.
right. It's a weird word salad. Like, hey, you've been put on notice that a notice has been discussed. Therefore, this is the notice. So it's just like, you haven't said
I
anything.
It looks like this is just one way. It's like a memorandum that they're saying, "Hey, this is what we have in place, and we will expect China to respond." I'm not sure how they're going to respond, but
I mean, it's a slow news week, right?
Is the media content that vague?
It
I
is,
haven't
yeah,
gone
yeah.
back to look.
It is for this one. It is unfortunately. Besson hasn't confirmed anything. It's just a lot of bullshit.
Well, yeah, only like 2 or 3 days ago, Beth said that we finally got our strategy together to close out things, and then all of a sudden that
The Geneva resolution, right?
I don't know what. Yeah,
and
Um,
what's up with all this thing in caps?
oh, he always does that. He doesn't. His case management's always, is it a boomer thing? I don't know. It's more of a Trump thing.
that,
Like
that's
I'm,
that's the way he texts.
I'm always shouting. It matches his cadence.
Well, either that or he's not sure that people can actually read.
Does he ever put on reading glasses? I don't think I've ever seen Trump with reading glasses. Like, isn't he at the age where the farsightedness kicks in?
I would
Does
assume.
he read?
But he
Because that's the
doesn't
first.
read. He watches TV.
He is
On size what 30 font, maybe on a huge screen. So yeah, maybe
he is a
we're gonna look
reality
at.
star. He's a teleprompter guy, right? Technically. And then flash the card, you're fired. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird nothing burger with the mission accomplished with China. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yes, in other news, BYD price cuts have destroyed rubber futures. But this actually shouldn't impact it as much. The largest rubber consumer is actually Legos, if you can believe that. Um, but yeah, this will definitely reduce microplastics at least, which is like 40% of all microplastics out there. And then pivoting to other stuff, the key ingredient for plastics is a US derivative. So it looks like we have resumed imports for that. So I forgot what the ingredient is called, but it's that raw input at least China can't make. And then magically, um, foreign national, which is code word for Chinese, we're caught distributing meth. It's Breaking Bad. And what's the location? Like I always told you guys, the new corridor for all of the mainland source sleeper cells is out of San Diego. Oh, there was a great article that Larry sent me. I'll have to drop it in the Discord. Thank, thanks again, Larry. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. And we have, depending on how you count it, in one fiscal year, this would probably be, I guess, fiscal stimulus number four, technically, from the official People's Bank of China. So we'll take a look at that and the impact on the FXI, CWeb, and KWeb. And And we'll also take a look at Chinese EV stocks, which is the other bifurcation of Chinese tech in general, right? All right, cool. So that's our highlight reel. Questions, comments? Let me reshare the session notes for the folks that popped in a little bit afterwards. All right, cool. All right, let's go back to the top and let's start out with our poll of the week. Let me know where you think markets are gonna go. Where's the poll button? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, let me know where you think the S&P 500 will go while I prep the AI sentiment data. Okay. All right. Looks like our group is 2/3 are sideways, 1/3 bullish. I think that's very fair. All right, cool. Let me end the poll. And on this side, we have 4% more bulls than last week. Swing voters also expanded. Fewer bears, though. I don't see relevant news. Oh, I guess CPI data was soft. I don't know if they were reacting that fast. I guess it, oh, 611. I guess it is. And what was the question of the week? How, if at all, have you changed your approach to investing recently? This is promising. Let's see. Um, looks like it got cut off, I think. I don't know what the number is. 25% said I switched around some investments, but only made modest changes overall. 24% no changes. 24, another 23.8%. I've become slightly more conservative. And then 17%, I've become much more conservative slash cautious. And then only 10%, I've become more aggressive. So looks like most people are still holding Nvidia to the moon. And then a small, tiny eclectic mix is going along Barrick Gold. So I seems like that is what's cooking up. And welcome, Gary. Long time no see. Let me drop the session notes for you. All right, so that's the AAI question of the week. But yeah, some pronounced optimism overall. Good to know. All right, Mr. Bernstein coming up again for our SVOG meeting on not this Saturday, but the next one. Oh, yeah, so next Saturday on the 21st. So come out for that. Mr. Option Legend Jake Bernstein, momentum trader himself, will be there. So very exciting. And then is anyone else from here going to the SWAB event in Santa Clara? I'm just writing a list of attendees. Okay. All right, let's get to our idiots of the week, and we'll just pick our top two because we could spend all day here, and we don't want to do that. All right, let's see for the
Warren could
past week.
spend all day here.
Warren will love to. All right.
I want to hear the news.
Yeah.
Right?
Looks like we got a margin call, 14,000 votes. This is pretty good. Will deleting Robinhood make it go away? No, it won't. Lost everything, don't want to exist. Existential problems are always promising. 5 years of losses. Tesla calls at 365. Oh, that just sounds painful already. Um, oh, this is horrible. Today I learned options can be exercised 1.5 hours after the market closes. Someone didn't read the CBOE fine print. Okay, lots of options. What should we pick, guys? Um, let's do one the Tesla and let's just do the top one, the margin call. All right, all right. All right, let's do margin call first. 3 days ago. He's short $15,000. Holy shit, how did you do that? How'd you go negative? That's impressive. Holy shit. Does he mention what his positions are? Um, just put the fries in the bag and forget about it. And yeah, that's great. Let's see what else he's posted. Um, he likes power boats. Oh, this is Oh, this is probably a white boy. Holy shit. Yes, he's a white guy. 27 male construction worker since 18. Hopefully he's not like a Irish roofer or something. A ginger roofer. Let's see, 8 years ago he saved $40,000 and wants to start investing it. Oh my God. Then he discovered Wall Street bets and GameStop, and life is never the same. Cooking carnitas in the bathroom. Oh my God. Oh, looks like he's a Latino. Okay. Looks like he's not white. Um, Man, poor guy, construction worker, and discovered gambling and power boats. Game over. And he likes video games. Poor guy. He needs more profitable hobbies. All right. All right. This guy's just gone, wiped out. You're gonna have to go back and hang sheetrock, homie. Holy shit. All right, loser number two, Mr. Tesla. What is Tesla trading at? Let's see. 325. Okay. So 365 calls that expire on the 20th. Is that humanly possible? Let's see. Um, that's right at like the two standard deviation move. So 95% he shouldn't hit it. If I'm reading the odds correctly. Okay. He says, I don't know what to do. And the top comment is R RIP. Bro's cooked like a burnt filet mignon, like a Trump steak. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, I don't know why he likes to eat well done steaks. Even the vegetarians are gonna have to call him out on that one. Just eat it medium. Come on, dog. The pink part is probiotic. All right. Uh, this guy's screen name is interesting. Black line strategies. You might have to change this to red line strategies. But yeah, let's see what he's into. Looks like he likes watches and yeah. Okay, so he did a big YOLO, looks like exactly 15 days ago. Looks like his Nvidia calls did okay, but his Tesla calls imploded. Yeah, I didn't know there was an options. Oh yeah, the options millionaire subreddit, another dangerous place to play. So yeah, colossal idiot. Okay, so yeah, those are the two folks. All right, we're gonna move on. And again, here's our unofficial iron trading rules to not blow up your account. But if you do want to blow up your account and don't want to do a speed run, here's how to do it a little bit faster. All right. Hey, welcome, Flav. Let me drop the notes for you. Oh, Flav, did you catch our first guy? Sorry, let's go back. One
Hey
guy
guys.
just, hey, welcome. One guy discovered uh exercise at the 1.5 hour mark post close in real time. Here, I'll show you. Where is it? Right here, right here. This guy. We didn't cover it, but homeboy didn't read the CBOE fine print. You know that booklet, the agreements booklet, the weird magenta looking thing. I think all of us Rio veterans have copies, but yeah, poor kid. Oh my God. On Robinhood, he is YOLOing on Robinhood itself.
Well, that exact day, what happened was the S&P 500 could have changed. So a lot of people YOLO'd on all these tickers that were on the list. So every 3 months, on a Friday after market, they release the list, right?
What is
So,
this?
so that was on uh, last Friday.
Wait, what is this mechanic that happens? Rebalancing
So the
or
S&P 500, the 500 stocks, the list changes.
the list
So
itself. Is it
some
okay?
get put in, some get taken out.
Mary.
And if a stock gets put in, then it's going to shoot up. So people make lottery
Oh,
bets
oh,
on who's going to be in.
oh, got it. And this is quarterly or
Yeah,
monthly?
every 3 months. And then they release the list in the 90 minutes after market close. So options that you think expired with that move are
Oh,
going to get exercised.
Oh my God, that's
Well,
vicious.
are you
Okay.
not actually obligated because they're not actually cleared until Saturday instead of on Friday?
Yeah, you'll find out Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You find out Saturday if you're plus 100 or minus 100, and by Monday, you could be in the hole big time.
that's ridiculous.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
I
one
mean,
of
if you're not tracking where it's at and you see it going way against your position, I mean, you don't get out when you see that you got a loser on your hand. You know, like letting it go down to the fact that you're getting losing your account or whatever. That's kind of nonsense, isn't it?
wild. Okay, crazy. Please don't gamble, guys. There's a place for speculation, but yeah. Okay.
Well, if you're going to speculate, speculate with money you can afford to speculate with.
Lots of these Wendy's workers are, playing with their rent money. It's hilarious. And tuition money, it looks like. Or at least the medical students are. They're
Yeah.
they're never gonna graduate.
Well, if they get greedy and oh, I can make all this extra money, and they don't realize that it's a double-edged sword and it can cut both ways.
It's hey, selling premium is free money. Let's just run the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to our index overview. We'll go over the four big indexes. We'll work our way from smart money down to dumb money. And all right, let's start with the bad boys. We got to start off in NVIDIA, our forward-leading indicator. Put call ratio on a normally given days is zero point 0.6. So today, right there at the money, 0.626. All right. Shout out to the Mazda 626s of the world. All right. So yeah, our favorite forward leading indicator. It's having a nice day, enjoying a strong 1% uptake. It's on 144. All the long bag holders at 134 are up, what is that, 8% and change? So yeah, again, a beautiful kangaroo bounce. And if you guys remember, pre-market circuit breaker was 86 for NVIDIA. So folks who had the constitution to dive in back in April definitely made it. But everything looked really complicated then and volatile. And I do miss the higher volatility days. This recovery phase has been kind of boring with VIX at 17, and you're trying to hustle credit spreads. It's like, okay. But yeah. All right, let's go to ES and work our way down now the S&P 500. Momentum's pretty strong. It peaked at about 519, but still pretty strong. Good inflows overall. So yeah, we're getting into key inflection zone territory. We have to see if we're going to hold this level above the 6,000 SPX. Blue call ratio 3.1. That's almost a pi value, almost. That's pretty cool. And very standard fare. So on green days, the big boys like to pick up cheap hedges. So today is another confirmation of that. So especially for my zero DTE homies, you want to look at the working man's actual zero DTE put call ratio. You got to go to the SPX. Fair value is 1.4. So at 1.3, it's a very healthy day. Sell, 2 sigma Y very comfortably. And let's go to again. One thing to note though, ATR has diminished here, so that coiled spring of potential energy isn't there. So this might be a profit-taking phase. And this might, until we see a strong base form out and ATR kind of refill, I don't know if we can hold this level. But yeah, look up ATR, average true range, getting that daily volatility priced into our charts here. But here, SPY, fair value also 1.3. So yeah, smidge bullish here and paralleling what we saw in ES, that late May inflow. We're seeing steady levels at that. So retail is very optimistic and might be chasing the carrot off the edge, the chasing the carrot off the cliff face now. But yeah, let's pivot to the Nasdaq. Can't talk retail without mentioning NASDAQ. So here's NQ and stellar inflows. Holy cow. It's been phenomenal since early April. And I don't know again what the baseline is, but if it's like the Qs at 1.3, this 1.4 number is pretty healthy overall. Let's go to NDX, the 100. Similar confirmation here. ATR is rock bottom, so we kind of need that power bar to refill so we can sustain some gains. So this is a very hollow rally, and in the words of the Goldman Sachs analyst, it's a junk rally, and we'll look at his charts in just a second. But yeah, we're still learning the baseline put call ratio here. But if this is under one, we'll definitely call that pretty optimistic. Let's go to the Qs. We have baseline numbers here since 2019. And this we know to be 1.3 as well. And it's 1.145. So very healthy, smidge bullish. And also ATR is very weak. It needs to refill. But on balance volume is pretty good. And paralleling the other indexes, strongest inflow started about 519. So, and we've actually broken past that. So pretty healthy overall for the Qs. Let's go to the Russell. We'll go to the Russell futures first and take a look at that. And again, this is a little a more bearish put call ratio number in general because these guys actually have to earn money for a living. They don't have big time lobbyists like the multinationals, and they're very sensitive to regulations, global events, catalysts, and yeah, it's just harder to make it here. And it's the top 2,000 firms instead of the top 493 and the crazy seven. All right, so this is fair value is probably north of 2. So at 1.0, this is fairly bullish for today. But yeah, on balance volume, we only just broke the zero line in early June. So the future side does not like the current action. Let's go to the RUT, the 1256 version. See how this side is trading. We're bouncing off the 200-day moving average here. So tested, bounced off. So a little bit interesting of a prognostication there. Put call ratio is probably again north of 2. We're at 1.5. So it's a little bit optimistic for today. Let's go to the IWM. This number we do know, which is 2.3. It's just a little bit more bipolar, like any normal, sane, small to medium-sized business owner. So today's put call ratio is about 1.438. So we're about 0.9 off the fair value baseline. So that's almost one full integer number right there. And on balance volume, it's still very weak. It is above the zero line, but not by much. And peak inflows was looks like Tuesday and have slowed down a little bit. So we're seeing some weakness in the IWM and also again still bouncing off that 200-day moving average. So Russell's hinting that the indexes are going the other way, and we'll look at other CTA data and whale data to see if the Russell here is our canary in the coal mine. Okay, and let's go to the diamonds for our Bubba Horowitz index rotation strategy. And here we see diamonds been in sell-off for quite a while and has been below the zero line on inflows versus outflows since early April. And this is dancing right at the 200-day moving average. It is above it, but not by much. And those look like a lot of dojis. And yes, Doji City. Very, very scary dojis. Very thin bodies, long head, long tail. Not great. All right. And with that, let's go back to our news cycle. Any questions, comments? Oh, let's take a look at the VIX number really quick. I believe I mentioned it was 17. Yeah, 17 and a half. Yeah, we're about to break or we're testing the 500-day moving average. That's incredible. We broke below that yesterday. Oh, okay. Holy shit. Maybe time to go long VIX. All right. We'll see. All right, let's get back to our news cycle. Let's go to fear and greed. Questions, comments? No? Okay. All right, we're 10:55 on the clock. Good, good, good. Making good time. Today's aggregate score is 62. Yesterday was also 62. A week ago was 59. A month ago was 66, and a year ago was 46. So on the first 125-day moving average read on the S&P, um, we're above that area, but not much of a buffer zone. So we're calling it fear. I would agree with that. Here's a Heisenberg omen looking at the 52-week extremes, and we're calling that greed. I'd say that's more of a neutral read overall. And then here's the market breadth number. It's looking fairly good overall. Definitely help with the Mag 7. But yeah, I think they misread the put call numbers here because this historical context is not correct. You got to go back to like COVID because these numbers are not extremes. 1.0 is not an extreme. So yeah, we're gonna ignore that. All right. And again, beware of single stock fragility. So that's why we keep leaving this image up here. So yeah, the ETFs move differently than the indexes versus individual tickers with extreme catalysts. Just think of the Luigi incident with UNH. So yeah. All right, let's look at our stock traders almanac from Jeffrey Hirsch. And let's take a look. So June is the summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all four seasons. Week after June triple witching week, Dow was down 26 of the last 32. Blah blah blah. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch for end of quarter portfolio pumping. And let's see, June ends Nasdaq's best 8 months. Okay, looking at July, July is the best month of the third quarter. Start of second half brings an inflow of retirement funds. First trading day, Dow up 28 of the last 34. And the graph above shows strength in the first half of July. Huge gain in July usually provides better buying opportunity for the next 4 months. And July of Nasdaq's start of Nasdaq's worst 4 months of the year. And in presidential elections, July's are ranked number 6 for the Dow, number 6 for the S&P, and number 9 for the Nasdaq. And pivoting to August, harvesting made August the best stock market month from '01 to '51. Now that only 2% of the labor force is in farming, August is the worst Dow month and second worst S&P and Nasdaq month since 1988. It's the second shortest bear in history caused by turmoil in Russia and their currency crisis and hedge fund debacle in 1998. Saddam Hussein triggered a 10% slide in 1990, and best out gains in 82, 84 as bear markets ended. And next to last day, S&P up 9 out of the last 27 years. All right. And here's our S&P 500 volatility chart. Shout out to Ross for our post-election variant right here. Again,
How are we tracking on this?
we are tracking May
So,
was phenomenal. So one of the best Mays in human history, right? And
so June, so it looks like mid-June there could be a drop if it is to track,
correct.
yeah.
We are we are we are outperforming the June just by looking at ES. But yeah, the next week could see that movement. But again, with extreme catalysts like tariffs and all the wild cards geopolitically, it's anyone's game. But historically, summer doldrums are start kicking in now. And then July is a good recovery phase. And then August falls apart.
So sell in May didn't work out.
No, Solomé was a mistake, but hard to say, right? And then we still have rate cut, rate raise mania. And on the Swiss side, they've already gone negative interest rates this week. So, and then if anything, we need a thousand basis point increase on the Fed side, like if we're being honest. But and then bond yields in Japan are still above 4%. So it's just crazy. So everything is doing everything. Like extreme ZERP and extreme, you know, yield protection or yield curve. What's the term? Like you're trying to fix the yield curve recovery attempts by the traditional plunge protection team efforts. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild, Ross. It's, and the bond vigilantes in the corner are not happy watching everything unfold with the big, beautiful bill and continued fiscal degeneracy, right? And don't forget, our foreign bondholders, Besson has hinted that he might want to fuck up all the terms of the deal by changing yields or maturity rates, or I mean the maturity length and duration, right? So that's basically a soft default. Like, and then there's also I saw a headline that Besson might be tapped on the shoulder to become Fed chair at some point, or at least maybe after this term. It's just crazy. And he's don't forget, he's a quantum fund, he's a Soros boy. It's just all bad. So yeah. And Elon didn't win his physical tussle with Besant, no less. Like, what the fuck? Like, you chicken out with Zuckerberg and you got your ass kicked by a gay homo. Like, what the fuck, Elon? You talk a big ass game. All right, getting to earnings. We got Adobe today, RH. We're kind of getting to tail end. So, yeah. We're gonna wait for XLF to close it out. And yeah, I do remember when you see Lazy Boy and the cannabis stuff. When it looks like a cowboy earnings thing, you see you got the Lazy Boy here, you got the weed stock, and you got Smith and Wesson. Then it's the tail end of the earnings season. Like I just always remember that now. So yeah, yeah, Smith and Wesson. It's the end. And that was my first firearm. So special place in my heart for Smith and Wesson. And with the 10-day holding period in California, I bought the gun when I was 24, no, 23, and I got it on my 24th birthday. And when I got the gun, it's a revolver. It's the Model 617. The serial number, I kid you not, is it's a couple of letters and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was just like tickled like forever because the gun gods themselves, have deemed me worthy. But 1, 2, 3, 4 is a hell of a serial number just because, it's the KISS principle, right? Keep it simple, stupid. So yeah. So yeah. Uh Fun times. And let's see, Accenture, Kroger, and then when you see the banks, that's the XLF stuff. Yeah, KBH, yeah, we're getting towards it. FedEx, General Mills, yeah, Micron. Okay. Can't wait for printing money in July with you guys. Late June and July should be awesome. All right. Swaggy socks. Let's see what the kitties are trading today. And I'm just tickled that precious metals ETFs, both of them are now top 20. It's just awesome. No SLV today, but it was up here on and off. So yeah, when the silver squeeze really kicks off and becomes like a GME style silver squeeze, it's gonna be glorious. All right, let's see what they got today. Boeing, thanks to Air India, Tesla, UNH, Nvidia, Gold, PPI, Apple, Oracle, Microsoft, AMD, Palantir, Google, Bull. Oh, that's just a buzzword. False positive. Lululemon, Oklo, IONOQ, GME, Oil, T-Mobile, Q's, Adobe, Carvana, Hood, ASTS. All right, lots of popular meme tickers here. So yeah. Getting to our core news cycle, we're gonna fast forward to the screenshots just to be respectful of everyone's time. And yeah, so PPI data shows that at least in this first pass, a lot of folks are eating the tariff costs. But don't forget, this is free market capitalism somewhat. So this is not sustainable. So what is not sustainable will not last. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, and again,
It must be really kind of complicated for a lot of companies trying to eat tariff costs, like manufacturing companies, where a lot of their materials they require for manufacture come in at different tariff rates and all the rest of it. Must be kind of
Yeah. Uh, I mean, a lot of tariff impacted companies are just not issuing guidance anymore. Like the latest one I saw was DSW Shoes. Uh, yeah, they're just they're refusing to commit to anything, and they're taking a beating. Yeah, see right here, yeah, company withdrawing its full 2025 guidance. So we're seeing a lot of that type of activity. And Kurt, any thoughts on this? Like as a sort of post earnings play, maybe in this context? I mean, this is uncharted territory for a lot of folks, but any
well,
thoughts?
when the tariffs are on again, off again.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily have my speaker on, so sorry.
no worries, we can hear you.
Okay.
But yeah, interesting post earnings idea. I guess you kind of need to know your ticker, but this could also reverse in your face really quickly, right? So you gotta have to play it carefully. Sell short dated options at low probabilities, at low deltas. You know, so yeah. But here's our prior list of summer ideas: going long the VIX, going long metals, going long mining stocks. Like these have definitely worked, right? So let's highlight this as green. Long VIX, I don't know. Let's give this a yellow light, caution, right? Carry trade, KRE, maybe this is a little bit early, but at some point, maybe the old beach, booking, entertainment, airlines, casinos, and hotels is a good play again. Uh,
Well, with all the travel restrictions and boycotts for visits and all the rest of it, wouldn't you consider the service industry there to be kind of on a questionable footing?
I definitely say tourism will be impacted, and I guess on we've pissed off Canadians for sure, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's but even like you look at Europeans and whatever, it's just not Canadians that are pulling back on travel to the U.S. And there's been a lot. I don't know if you see them or not, but there's been a lot of controversy at the border with people coming and even though they have a visa and all the rest of it, they get denied at entry and or they get held by ICE and, for 2 3 weeks and whatever kind of thing. They take your phone and they don't like something on your phone. And, well,
That's
that's a
that's
reason for rejection and all the rest of it.
that's a manufactured story. That's not happening. I mean,
It's
you
happening on the
may
China
find a
side.
dozen people out of 100,000 per month.
But it's definitely happening on the China side.
Yeah,
Passports,
yeah.
visas are not being issued, immense documentation. I mean, bank withdrawals are practically impossible. All the banks are insolvent. They have very limited cash. And you gotta bribe the bank manager to get your money. And for the poor people who can't do that, sorry, you picked the wrong bank to do business with.
So the thing with travel is they have to keep things going. So I mean, it's kind of like all of the retail garbage that they just sort of shoved into the American market. Fill up these containers as fast as possible because tariffs are coming, and then they flood the market with all that junk just to get back to cash. They can't carry the interest for lots of months. You saw it on Facebook. They had shirt deals where you get like 9 for 25
Yeah,
bucks and
yeah, yeah,
all that weird junk where they just
yeah.
they just shoveled it into containers and
Good
dumped it in
luck.
the market
Yeah,
to get the inventory off the books.
yeah. But yeah, anything that you guys want to add for potential tariff trade ideas? I still think these are all some of our best ideas.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
any tariff ideas.
okay. But yeah, these are pretty understandable. All right,
People
cool.
back to buying things. I like
Uh,
the idea of tariffs finally locking down. I can
yeah.
go back to buying junk from China.
Uh,
2,000 gets you $10,000 worth.
yeah. And Mr. Taco wants rate cuts, but if anything, we're going to eventually get rate increases. So yeah, we have to take care of the long-term bondholders, and we'll melt down the stock market to protect them. It's just like we all know the rules of the game.
So the rates up is people trying to exit their bonds.
The carry trades breaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They carry trade and everybody else who's got their uh, they bought U.S. Treasuries at 3% thinking that they had a carry trade.
Yeah.
Now they can't exit the 3% because they have to pay 5% to get rid of it.
All right, cool. I got a nice article here on the squeeze that's happening. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we're kind of in a very key inflection point, the SPX. So we broke 6,000, but can we hold? Are we going to break the prior actual high? This is the moment of truth. So we'll have to see. I mean, but yeah, just keep an eyeball. And again, as we look at the index overview, the Russell 2K has bounced off its 200-day moving average. It's hinting of downward pressure. So unless there's an extreme external catalyst like a rate cut, I think you might see the indexes all draw down. And the Russell 2K is the canary in the coal mine at the moment. Okay. Um, but here's returns from a volatility standpoint. Post Liberation Day was was also if you guys remember the 12% Nasdaq day. It was one of the strongest recoveries in 75 years of data. Pretty incredible. And then this has that candle we mentioned, but yeah, just watch this channel if it goes the other way. Uh, the futures, Russell futures looks a little bit different than IWM. So yeah. And then what else is good here? Uh, that's about it. So we talked about VIX. Okay. Those are all the key things here. Um, as we mentioned, there was a CPI miss, and um, this was the moment of truth to see a lot of tariffs where it was going to impact this. And we know at the street level, absolutely, but we're going to pretend like it's not. So yeah. And
So
then we
the Fed projections have not changed, just so you know.
okay.
Doesn't matter what the media says, they haven't changed. We're leaning towards the world kind of wants two ticks of lower by December, and they'll give up that one. But I mean, we're still at 95% and 75% in June, July, and September is the first place where it looks like it's pretty much a sure thing we're going to get one rate reduction.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has the political will to raise it 1,000 basis points.
Oh, no.
No, not happening. It's okay. It should happen, won't happen. All good.
I don't know why you say it should, but
What is this? Trump takes EU business travel to America. Absolutely. I think even the airlines have reduced US lines, US destinations airline reduction. If I yeah, here's Air Canada reducing capacity. So it's all across the board. Yeah.
right, and that's where they have to feed the lower prices just to get people to go because they want to keep people
Well,
going out
actually,
on vacations every year.
what I'm seeing is there's a lot of extra advertising for airlines, but for destinations other than the U.S., like Mexico, Europe, South America. So they're adding, like routes to Asia, Europe, and stuff, and in some ways, or the Caribbean kind of thing. So that's kind of what's happening. That's what I'm seeing the advertising ways. Like WestJet is um, doing a lot of promotion in that direction as well.
And our optics don't look great, right? Uh, you know, we still have from an outsider's perspective, it looks like, we have black people everywhere running amok, illegals everywhere. Now we have insurrection in multiple blue metros. It's wild.
Well, certainly say Trump is shaking up the world. That's for sure.
Yeah,
They'll burn the cities down. I'm looking forward to it.
I got my marshmallows already.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. And as I mentioned earlier, yeah, Swiss 5-year bond yields are negative. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. It's crazy. We're going back to ZERP. Ridiculous. You have to pay for your safe havens now. All right. Nothing much on the Black Swan list, but I did add last week's article to the bulleted list formally for uranium enrichment. And then shout out to Dave for the enrichment percentages, which I didn't know about. That's cool. And then in actual theaters of war, we're on high alert for a potential Iranian strike from the Israelis for blowback against the prior blowback, which, ad infinitum. And looks like in the Ukraine side, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of Abrams tanks have been destroyed for funsies. And who makes Abrams? Starts with a B. They're right next to the Santa Clara Costco. What's it called? Forgot what it's who makes Abrams? Abrams
They're
tank.
not a very good design. Everybody sort of optimized in a bad place. They
Uh,
basically have a helicopter motor that can't be turned off, so they just blast heat out. So
really?
you you, you shoot heat-seeking missiles at them, and they can't miss.
That sounds very unwise.
I mean, you can see the heat signature from space. It's so
What
big.
this is it's a gas turbine engine. You said it's a helicopter engine?
Yeah, it's effectively a helicopter engine, and they can't
That
power the electronics without the engine running. So,
I
like, you have to have an external power supply just to run the electronics, unless you have the big engine running, and it
and
just burns huge amounts of fuel. It's kind of,
surprising surprisingly, there's no emissions requirements, guys.
yeah, it's one of those things where they optimize to go like 70 miles an hour and be the fastest, coolest tank.
So
Here
this
they
is Lycoming engines out of Pennsylvania. Horizontally opposed air-cooled 4, 6, and 8 in cylinder engines. Oh, you're right. They primarily make them for helicopters, and this one got stuffed into a tank.
Yeah,
Holy shit, Davis writes. Holy shit.
they usually am.
I
I
mean,
don't know why I store these things, but the tank always kind of bothered me.
in warfare hardware trivia, you want Dave on your team for that Jeopardy category. And Kurt. Kurt knows his shit too. All right. If we ever go into military hardware trivia, I want you two guys on my team. Between the three of us, we'll win. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me just, this is just so cool, dude. Put this in our notes. You know, Dave's translations. It's a freaking helicopter engine.
The problem was always just fuel. I mean, if you're driving in a desert someplace and you want to go 70 miles an hour to just completely overwhelm people with the blitzkrieg type move, they're great tanks. But if you have heat-seeking missiles or you want it to just sit there, they're not good tanks.
Uh, Brief pause from Flav. Let's see. Google's down. Uh,
The back end, the cloud, so it's affecting a bunch of stuff
Oh, okay.
like Discord screenshot uploads and all kinds of back end stuff.
Very cool. Where'd you find this out?
It's on Twitter.
Twitter?
All
Okay. Okay, cool. No articles yet, but I'm sure they're incoming. Okay, cool. Thank you. And again, the helicopter tank trivia. Wow, blown away. Impressive, impressive. All right. Dollar strength is at 97.9, so good for metals, commodities, and emerging markets for sure. This is the new issue that Ross mentioned last week. I just wanted to see where it's at right now. CRCL. So what is it? I would guess pump and dump. So down? No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong like a mofo. It's 107. All right, let me drop this here. Any thoughts here, Ross, on this bad boy? I haven't looked into it or anything. Are you playing this? Ross might be away from his computer. Ross, any questions, comments on this new issue? No? Okay. Okay. Pivoting to domestic news, we gotta look up XRT, our US retail baskets. Let's take a look. We're at 77. So we're pacing the S&P very closely, obviously. So for this to tread water actually indicates weakness and it's completely dependent on the greater market to keep it afloat. And as you know, you can bullshit about PPI and whatever, but the street price is the street price. All right, cool. Um, LA riots, I'm sure you guys are watching as much feeds as I am. Nothing really new to report besides oh, there was a fun meme of this image. I shared it with my friends. Let me pull it off Signal really quick. Uh it's pretty funny. Let's see. All right, here we go. These gay pride parades are getting crazy. Uh, hmm. This is why Warren can't be unarmed. He's pissing off everybody. All right, cool. But yes, this is not organic. Pallets are already showing up courtesy of the same Soros motherfuckers. And the Wall Street Harris, Christy Walton, is involved with funding the No Kings publicity. It's diabolical. And Larry's gonna like this. YO LA's in flames. Mrs. Gavin Newsom is shopping in Beverly Hills. She was seen with a $3,000 handbag, expensive shoes, and flanked by entire security detail. Just very tone deaf. And then this is a funny meme. Here we see. Oh, not meme. Oh, sorry. The gentleman who was handing out riot gear to the protesters out of a pickup truck, he's been identified. He's I don't know how this Latino militia on U.S. soil, the Brown Berets. Like it's crazy. A Latino paramilitary group. So it's the vanguard units of the narco cartels. Like he's not too far away from Sinaloa cartel assets, I'm sure. Just wild. But yeah. Um and in case you if anyone offers you to join a militia, just say no. You're talking to a Fed. because like let me just tell you from that neck of the woods, there's no new faces allowed because there's been too many moles. Um, if you aren't part of one now, you're not going to be part of one. It's already over. All right. Oh yeah, this is funny from the Babylon Bee. An improvement on off the Molotov cocktail. Mexican writer adds lime wedge. Molotov cocktail. I thought this was so funny. Oh, it's great. And I did talk to some of my friends that own taquerias, and they do confirm business is down. People are scared out there. All right. And again, the Kobe mural was defaced. Like, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck? Fuck you guys. I don't even like Kobe, but still, like, that's ridiculous. Okay. Um, yeah, LA always does this shit. Okay. Meanwhile, Elon's not happy about this, obviously, but I found a great Elon memes about their recovery. So yeah. In case you need a save your ass line, just remember this format. You know, close your eyes. That's my world about you. Uh, so if you ever piss off a wifey or the girlfriend, and you need a Hail Mary, I hope you remember this. It's a pretty good meme. All right. Pivot to other fun news. Oklo's been blowing up. Let's pull up those charts. And again, the AI powered demands will be massive. You know, you'll see a resurrection of everything, not just nuclear, but a lot. I think a lot of gas fired, natural gas stuff will come up online. Even the high efficiency coal stuff will be popular again. All right, but yeah, here's Oklo. Some major movements. Did anyone catch this? I didn't, but um. Man, I think it's time to get some long positions maybe. Or maybe the next drawdown or like, you know, after profit taking, maybe enter once it retests this level. What was this? The 55? Yeah, this is like the 55 level. You know what, Warren, let's send an alert. Let's not be stupid. Let's send an alert when it breaks 55. Let's pick up some positions. Yeah, I'll write it down so I don't waste everyone's time. Okay, so Oklo, 55 targets. I'm trying to force myself to use more alerts. That way I don't have to manually check everything. Okay.
100%.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's I,
It,
I'm
it's
it's the kind of thing you want to spend the time to script so that you don't have to do the maintenance every morning.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because when you're tired or you can't see right, you don't
Right.
want to sit in there trying to do your 15 minutes worth of clicks.
And the goal is to automate the bulk of this. So I'm still with you, Dave. I just gradually improving my own sequences. So eventually we can just run ThinkScript AI, APIs and it'll
And
be
that's
awesome.
where AI is pretty good
Yeah, yeah,
because it's really easy to screen scrape. You get AI to screen scrape and
yeah,
filter things.
yeah. All right. Our boy Faraz has been talking a little bit about fixed income and whatnot on Discord. So, interesting mention of the Maryland power situation. So, yeah, a lot of energy stocks and utilities are kind of a fixed income product overall. Uh, I mean, they're kind of like lottery tickets for yield codes, kind of. Cool. But other than that, logistics giant Amazon is having issues with with the shelves. I confirmed it myself on Sunday. There was a water shortage because I was trying to get water for cola and we're hiking and whatnot. Oh yeah, we didn't get to this last week, but there was an update with Bumble and oh, Tinder introduced height filters, by the way. So it's just it's crazy, and all these apps are dying. So let me pull up the the Bumble whatchamacallit chart really quick. So this is the feminist dating app where the woman has to message first, like the guy cannot message first. And look at that 1 year chart. It's practically a penny stock, under $5. Game over. And then this is a follow-up to our alcohol article from last week. And yeah, just Old Duels is the number two beer. It's ridiculous. All right. And let's get to labor news. And let's look at our favorite cabaret based in Dallas. It's at 42 at the moment, so kind of treading water. It's I guess improved from last week. Okay. All right. So 40 last week, 42 right now. So improving. All right. And current layoff data is at 7,000 for June already. Blue Shield, Michigan, Oshkosh Corporation, New Haven Schools. That can't be good. But yeah, we're seeing layoffs continue to spike. And again, the deep tri-state from Doge. And Peter Schiff mentioned on his latest podcast that Doge has happened before. This is before my time. So Ronald Reagan era, Grace Commission. The older folks on the call probably remember that. Like lots of fanfare, nothing got done, right? You guys remember that? Dave or Larry, maybe? Hey, welcome, Rob. I didn't see you pop in. Kurt, do you guys remember that Gary Commission with Reagan? A lot of talk about keeping government light and lean, and Reagan was one of the largest expansions in presidential history. I mean, like up to his time.
There's
Yeah.
always talk of cutting back government.
It gets votes. Hard to deliver though.
Reagan was kind of a big spender, but it
He
was
was
it was always selling the story that we need a bigger military and trickle down.
okay.
We didn't spend a lot on welfare and stuff like that.
Uh, yeah, different welfare. Welfare for the rich.
Well, it wasn't welfare for the rich. If he could build a road, he was perfectly happy with it.
Okay,
If you talk somebody into buying his bombs, buying U.S. mill equipment, he was all for it.
gotcha. All right. Moving to our next article, Canadian unemployment has been spiking. Curious, Gary, have you seen anything in your network to confirm this?
Uh, yeah, basically, the big issue is with the auto sector in Ontario. There's quite a huge layoff there, although surprisingly, even though I think there's a 0.1% difference before like the unemployment before the tariffs and after the tariffs. Basically, the slack that was in the auto sector has been taken up in other sectors of the economy. So it kind of has had an effect and kind of has not, kind of thing.
Okay. But yeah, this is not a great trend, right? And it looks like the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, their senior economist, uh, he's expecting further rate cuts into
Yeah,
2026.
there's that with the bank and the basically I think what they're really looking at is like Canada's GDP for the first quarter was 2 point something. I forget what it was exactly. So it'd be interesting to see what the GDP ends up being when the in July numbers come out kind of thing at that point. Actually, like I would really think like the third quarter is probably where we're going to notice whatever, although with the summer and construction and all the rest of it happening, it may not happen until the fall. That's like when we'll really see um, the rubber hit the road kind of thing, see where we're at with it. That's kind of my expectation.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But the article said youth unemployment is 20%, which is very bad. That's not good.
Yeah, I have seen some
Yeah.
news stories where college kids are having trouble finding work for the summer, like. And I just posted there, the G7 is coming up next weekend, or this weekend, I guess.
Oh. Is Macron's daddy coming?
Yeah. Yeah.
He is. He's on the first on the list.
They may always have troubles finding work because they got jobs and
Yeah.
stupid things.
So actually, Zelensky's going to be here. That's basically here in Calgary. Basically, it's here in Calgary where it's being held at this year.
Okay.
It's over in Banff with the 400 clicks over into the mountains kind of thing.
Wait, will Trump be there? Because I hope so. Because when
Yeah,
he's out, okay,
Trump's coming. Yeah.
when he's out of the country, the stock market is more stable.
Well, it's only for it's only over the weekend anyway, so it's not going to make that
Oh,
big a difference.
Churchill
Also,
does.
India's prime minister is going to be here, and there's
yeah,
a couple other guests that are be here. Like it's not just the seven; it's kind of like the um, um, there's a few other world leaders that will be here for the meeting.
yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely keep our eyes on that. And I've been waiting for weird, you know, Friday evening news to drop. So I'm expecting something tomorrow or next Friday. You know, when everything's closed, there's going to be some crazy update. It just feels like that. Like I can't explain it, but I anticipate something like this.
Yeah,
Um,
Well, if you're serious about that, you should find a VIX up trade.
but I don't know if it's VIX up or VIX down. I just
Well, no, VIX doesn't go down. I mean, we're only 4 points above, the lowest, most calm VIX, all up market.
yeah,
So shit hits the fan, VIX will go up 4 points.
yeah,
So the obvious is you buy like a call or a call spread way out of the money, and
yeah.
eight
Just sit on.
cents turns into 13 or
Yeah, and cash out.
43.
I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, but here's 612. Oh, sorry, today for ITB, the home builders ETF, we're like two handles better than last week. So not much, but yeah. All right, pivoting to tech news, the important stuff. Remember, we're the Silicon Valley Options Group. A lot of technologists here. So, semiconductor news, Micron is going to invest 200 billion. Let me just double check on the Micron layoffs. I think it was pretty bad, like 7,000, 2,000. I'm sure they're all pissed. Uh, Micron layoffs, 2024, I think. I don't see it here, but I do remember their layoffs being significant, like four figures. We talked about it sometime, but yeah. Um, I guess they just want to cut heads. I understand. I understand. All right. Um, Robotaxi. Before we even talk about this, I want to pull up the Elon Musk uh FSD website that just someone took it upon themselves to note the full self-driving bait and switch and moving timelines of Elon since inception. So these are all his statements with sources. I consider the problem solved. Full self-driving in 6 months, in another 6 months, in 2 years, in this timeline, that timeline. You guys see a pattern?
Yeah,
Apparently,
and it was predictable.
apparently all the bag holders don't see a problem, but I see a problem.
No, it's always been a huge problem
Yeah.
because
Uh,
all you need is that three sigma event. You know, the 0.4% opportunity to crash into a wall and kill everybody is just far too likely.
and don't forget, since Elon's on the shit list of Taco Man, the National Highway Association will not be on his side anymore. Like he can't hide his bullshit. You know, the wobbly wheel, the Cybertruck fiascos, 8 recalls. It's insane. And don't forget, now the financial analysts will turn on him because he's not the golden child anymore. So it's on our list of terrorists for potential summer shorts, but it's a complicated play. But let's just pull up the chart really quick. It is very volatile at the very least. Okay, here's Tesla. Yeah, very choppy. There's no real. I mean, how do you? What patterns are we seeing? Higher highs, higher lows? Not really. I mean, everything's being tested, right? It's right between. It's literally in the middle between 200 and 500-day moving average, or just was. Like, not. These are not good moments.
Kind of surprised, like seeing where Tesla is staying, and like you see, like in Germany, the sales have just tanked, in Canada they tanked, and like a few other places. In China, they're what is it? BYD is outselling Tesla like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay,
kind of
so let's
surprised
back
that,
up.
like they're staying, their stock. I thought it'd be falling more than what it is.
So let's back up. Germany destroyed their car market, and the plants, basically two of four plants, effectively shut down.
Not just shut down, got sold to the Chinese
Yeah,
in Stuttgart.
and BYD, I think they're just making up numbers, to tell you the truth.
Yes, they're milking the subsidy game and they're just dumping these half-dead units.
Yeah,
They're calling them used zero
I'm sure
kilometer
that if
units.
you go looking on the news, there's somebody with a satellite photo that all of these cars are someplace in a field, someplace rotting.
No, docks. They're stuck on docks.
Okay.
Yeah.
The car market is all screwed up. I think that's the conclusion you should look at.
Well,
Right.
when you screw up the supply lines so badly, everybody's scrambling to try to figure out how to get back to normal.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. There's a 50% steel tariff that's part of, I believe, the BBB, the Big Beautiful
Yep.
Bill.
Yeah.
This will fuck up the construction and home building process like crazy. 50%
Well,
tariff.
the thing is, I mean, like he's wanting to increase locally produced steel and all the rest of it, but in order to do that, you have to build new plants, which is like 5 years out. So what are you going to do in the meantime? Because half the steel that is used in the U.S. is imported.
U.S. Steel, let's ignore the company U.S. Steel, is way under capacity. Look at Nucor. You see it in. I'm just saying Nucor is the sort of the front leading. We make steel the new cool way, and they've been
Oh,
around.
Newport Steel. Okay.
Yeah, Nucor, I think.
Nucor?
Yeah.
Ticker is NUC.
NUC Steel. Oh, Nucor. I'm sorry.
You guys see it in earnings every year or every quarter.
NUE. Okay, let me drop this link in the chat. Check it out. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Hmm.
All right. Let's speed along before my 13% battery runs out. And the power outlet here is not working. So sorry guys, let's speed up a little bit. So yeah, other tech news. Google's offering employee buyouts. It's a soft mass layoff. Kurt, since you're a resident Googler or ex-Googler, have you seen employee buyouts before this?
Yeah, this is old news except for they're doing it more broad-based across different divisions and product areas. So they offered this, friend of mine just took the offer and he's out now, and that was from the consumer hardware group.
Oh, okay. And
Because
they're starting with hardware, and even the search teams are getting haircuts. And
yeah,
search
that's
team
that's that's the new one, and what basically what's going to follow is like my friend was saying that there was only 4 people that he knew of that took the offer, and so they still had to get their costs down, so they laid off 1,000 people after that. So essentially, it's like, and I don't know what the difference in the packages. I think they're about the same.
so involuntary departure.
Yeah, this is involuntary versus voluntary.
Interesting. Do know evil, huh? Just good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then shout out to Ross for mentioning this. Apple punched a lot of holes into their competitors, calling a lot of their AI research very fluffy. So pretty cool. Check this out. And yeah, we don't have time to look at this quite in depth, but Koreans are making some moves potentially with Perplexity. So don't ask your Korean girlfriend to send you like nude photos because now it's gonna be archived. Like, but yeah, just ask for printouts. Um, let's see, let's go into international news section. Let me grab the screenshots really quick for our emerging markets. And EWZ. Again, this will improve undoubtedly with the softer US dollar. So very textbook dollar-based trade, weak dollar, stronger emerging markets. And this is great for commodity prices as well, obviously. So yeah, let me drop this here. Just want to have a reference. So again, this is like, if you're looking for a trade idea in the international section, this is a nice place to start. It's relatively slow moving, and the macro trend of hey, we all know the government is going to debase the currency some more. It's what every failing empire does. And then when everything goes to hell, they take you to war, right? All right, let's talk Air India for a second. Ross, what's the scuttlebutt? What's the rumorville? I haven't looked into anything yet, but yeah. Air India operating out of London, Gatwick. Um, oh, it crashed on departure. Oh wow. Holy shit. What a tragedy. But yeah, definitely uh human error. That definitely has something to do with Boeing, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they're checking out. There's still speculation that both engines cut out for some reason.
We got to go to the Boeing charts. Let me pull that up for us.
Did a lot of people die? I,
Yeah, like 270 in the plane and about 40 or 50 on the ground.
That's horrific.
that's a big airplane.
Yeah, it was a 787.
Yeah, that's not.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
Boeing's down 5%. New giant doji candle, but overall it's still above the 200 and 500-day moving average. If anything, it's recovered quite nicely. Okay, interesting. Um, but yeah, other than that, Dr. Frankenstein is Korean, and what the hell's going on over there? Uh, Man, all these weird biolabs in vassal states of America
Mm.
makes me
Didn't
nervous as hell.
didn't, didn't South Korea just get a new prime minister or whatever, a new election there?
Yeah, there's a temporary one and there was a new one. And then the old one, Moon, is under house arrest. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bizarre. Uh they're Korean. They are the fiery Latinos of the Asian world. There's a lot of drama there.
World needs to just lock down. We shouldn't be playing with DNA and biology and creating viruses that kill people. It's just
But
not cool.
see, you're a sensible human being. You
I,
don't.
yeah, and I'm thinking just kill them. I threaten that the whole city you live in burns to the ground if somebody creates a virus there. Now
Um,
that way, every neighbor around you knows that you work at the virus lab.
I mean, they
They'll
already
start
have
looking
dramas and
for the
movies
million
about
dollar
this.
bounty that the mayor puts on your head. Every city has a bounty on researchers' heads.
But they're already prepared for the end of the world. They make movies over it. Like it's a game to them. Train
It's
to Busan is amazing if you haven't seen it. It's one of my favorite Korean films. It's really fun. Okay. More fun stuff. Can't trade on this, but just I'd love to hear. Oh, here's the fun Greta stuff. So she got deported out of the Gaza Strip, and it looks like they didn't like her so much. They put her on the non-reclining seat next to the bathroom in the back. You guys know it's the worst seat, and you always smell poop because all the bathroom's right behind you. So funny. Well deserved. And another fun commenter was sh she's so Swedish. She does the Stockholm syndrome in reverse. She gets kicked out. Please take her. We don't want her. This hostage holds no value. Oh, too much fun. All right, let's talk oil for a second. Let's talk gold, and then let's talk China news and get the hell out of here before I run out of laptop battery here. All right, let me get our CL here. Dave, any word on the street for crude? Wow, I get the screenshot posted.
uh, people are talking. I don't know. 411,000 barrels per day addition is going to add on July 1st.
Okay, so the call to action here is it's just touch this 200-day moving average. So moment of truth. Is this profit taking? OPEC seems like they want to F everybody in the butt and increase production. And if you look at the Baker Hughes rig count from a 5-year perspective, we're down like 20% from the highs. So it's not drill baby drill. It's like it's not expensive enough to drill.
Well,
But
isn't Saudi Arabia kind of putting the finger to Putin
well,
kind of
yeah,
thing?
they're softly countering, yeah, with their own increased production, and then Putin will have to slash prices on his dark fleet, right, with his Indian middlemen.
So there was also two major shortfalls in output in the last month, Iraq and another country.
Oh, okay,
So they said that we're going to up our output, but then they didn't up anything,
okay.
came well below the target.
But yeah, speculators got caught flat-footed on this surprise move. So yeah, uh, I like that crude is pricing in potential risk now. Cola, sit. Okay. And then we mentioned steel just a moment ago. Metals, let's see. Ratio is 93.3. So yeah, silver's moving up. So it's a big deal. Um, you know what? Battery is dying a little faster than I expected. Let's kind of skip the metal stuff. You can read the articles, everything's posted. Uh, And then here's some fun M&A activity. In case you guys are looking for interesting buys, Barrick Gold is fantastic. What else? Newmont Mining, of course. On the silver side, First Majestic. Oh, if you like the cheaper gold player, PGC is nice and affordable. It's a much smaller primary miner. But yeah, we'll skip that stuff because I want to hit the China news and we'll get out of here. But yeah, I want to focus on China because we have official bail-in that's being unveiled. So in the one calendar year, so there's bail-in number one in October. I know there's a lot. Bail-in number two in November by the People's Bank of China. Bail-in number three in December. And then we had the springtime DeepSeek fake PR that kind of saved the stock market in the spring. And then we started tariff mania, and apparently the world didn't melt down and everything recovered according to the Chinese stock market. So please stop asking questions. But yeah, and now we have bail-in number four to save the $70 trillion real estate asset class in China, which is about to unveil. So let's skip the Trump taco talk, BYD talk we already mentioned. We'll forget propane for a second, forget drugs. Let's focus on saving all these empty towers that are also degrading like there's no tomorrow. They're all tofu drag quality construction. And even the nice government buildings in tier one cities like Shanghai and Beijing are having issues. So you can imagine what a tier four, 20-foot tower is going to do. So yeah, it's pretty horrific. So yeah, we're seeing a loosening of a lot of restrictions. The fractional reserve banking system is getting more fractional every single day. And don't forget, we documented here in our trader talk, right? 2022, tanks were being deployed at the province level to stop cash withdrawals. And that was 3 years ago. So you can imagine the state of the economy now and the shadow banking behind everything. And don't forget, municipal governments, they made a deal with the devil. 50% and more of their total budget comes from land sales. So they get addicted to this real estate mania. So the commission at the land sale level is just directly to the local government. So, without, that 50 to 75% of your typical income stream, you can't afford to pay your doctors and teachers and sewage workers. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. So yeah, it's just been a horror show. So yeah, again, uh the stocks don't move correctly. Alibaba doesn't move correctly. The only thing that loosely moves correctly in the Chinese market are Chinese EVs. Because, these are all state enterprise adjacent, and there's not enough money to subsidize all this mania. And we've seen the decimation of a number of these folks, right? Like Neo, uh, their major campus off Montague and First Street is still empty for over 2 years now. And yeah, so yeah, Neo, Shanghai EV based company, practically a penny stock at $3. And Li Auto is the next one to collapse. And they've been building the scaffold nicely for me to just to come up here and just set the hangman's noose. So yeah, we'll call it there before the battery dies and I sign off unintentionally. But yeah, oh, thank you, Flaw, for the Google Cloud backend update. AWS down, everything down. This is fantastic. YouTube partially down. That's incredible. No chat GBT. Discord down. Incredible. Wow. Google's not happy. All right. Some infrastructure engineer there is pulling his hair out as we speak. All right, cool guys. We'll call it there. Thank you for joining me, guys. Shout out to Larry, Dave, Gary, Kurt, Joe, Rob, Ross, and Flav. So yeah, let me share the notes one more time, and we'll start the conversion upload process once I find the power outlet momentarily. Need a walk cola and whatnot, but yeah. All right. thanks, guys. Stay safe out there. Stay hedged. Market looks pretty good. We're maintaining. We're basically the same place where we started at 10 o'clock. So yeah. Yeah. Enjoy your lunches, guys, and stay hedged. And we'll see you in the third week of June, and we'll probably see a red day between now and then. Looks like if our SPX volatility chart is correct. All right. Thanks,
Thanks, Glenn.
guys. Yep. Stay safe, all. Catch you guys later.